This is a History Police video, and I know I sound very serious here. It's just because it's one of the scenes that really annoyed me the most in Elizabeth, the movie in 1998. Okay, so disclaimer, I love the movie. I love Kate Blanchett as Elizabeth. Like, for me, she's remarkable. But this scene is so ridiculous, and I want to tell you, so I'm going to review it with you, and I want to tell you why it's so ridiculous. Maybe I take it personally because I'm French. Okay, let's dive in. So just to tell you, this is the scene where basically Elizabeth is going to surprise the Duke of Anjou. I'm going to tell you why it's wrong. And he's dressed like her. He's dressed as a woman. There's an orgy. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And basically she's saying, I'm not going to marry you. And I'm going to actually tell you more about the relationship between Elizabeth and Anjou, and why this scene could have never happened in a billion years, and what they're trying to do here that is so wrong as well, because it's basically they're mixing the Duke of Anjou, Francis, with Henry III and the bad reputation he had that he was too effeminate, which he loved dressing, he loved the theatre, but he was not like this. So that's quite very just very annoying, really. So let's watch it together. So at the back, there's the Duke of Anjou. Elizabeth is obviously interrupting the party. We're not sure if he's crying or laughing. I will say laughing. I'm not sure. Then he realizes that she's here. So that's at the English court. Absolutely not happen. Would have never happened. I'm going to tell you why.
What? Huh? What? What?
So first of all, I just... he would have never, ever talked to Elizabeth that way. So, like, first, and when he was at court, when he was at the English court, he went there twice, in 1579 and 1581. He was always with her. There's not a moment where he would have had a party at his place, you know, at the where he was staying, and he was always staying close to her. He was not like, woo! I do whatever I want. And also that's absolutely just not Francis, Duke of Anjou. He was, after all, a military man. He fought in the Netherlands. He was the protector of the Netherlands against the Spanish. Like that is just ridiculous. And obviously here, like, what? Why are you looking at me like that? It would have never been that outrageous. You have to understand here that he was trying to marry the woman, not to annoy her.
You stare, madame. What is it? Do you see something strange, perhaps?
Very strange indeed. Because again, impossible to happen.
You are wearing a dress, Your Grace.
Oh, yes, I am wearing a dress. Yes, I'm wearing a dress. I wear a dress like this, my mother and you. But I only dress like this when I'm alone, in private, with my friends.
I will dress you like my mother and you. It's ridiculous. First of all, like, Catherine Medici didn't dress that way. It's just a way they're trying to ridicule him, or to make up the reason that why Elizabeth would not have been interested in it was because he was a freak. That's not true.
Your Grace. Although my affection for you is undiminished, I have, after an agonizing struggle, determined to sacrifice my own happiness for the welfare of my people.
Oh, my God.
That is so British, like, give you, like, a dig a bit, like, not telling you're absolutely ridiculous and that's why they never want to be with you again, but, like, just pretending that it was an agonizing struggle. Obviously, she would have loved it, but she can't, do that to her people. She had to sacrifice her own happiness. This scene is just so gross for me because it's just so far from actually what happened. And actually, I would like to see it in a movie, what actually happened between the Duke of Anjou and Elizabeth. I think I would have loved something a bit where they did party together. She promised him one night that she would marry him. She gave him a ring. The next day she was like, oh no, I didn't mean it. So obviously she was hungover the night before. Well, she was very drunk the night before and very hungover in the morning. But here it's completely dismissed their relationships. We know that, so when she said actually I didn't mean it the night before, Francis got very angry and he said that he would show her personal letters to him. So again, it means that here they were exchanging letters on like that no one else had seen. And so it goes beyond the diplomatic relations, beyond like the political dynastic alliance. They had some sort of a relationship, not a relationship where it was nothing happened in person, but where she truly considered, or she gave the impression that she truly considered, she took him seriously. I think they just liked each other. I think she liked him. I think he was funny, not funny weird, not funny freak. I think she liked him in a way that he was different. And please don't roll your eyes. I'm rolling my eyes when I say this, but you see what I mean. And I think that in many ways she realized that she couldn't do it because for her, marriage meant having children. And at that time, in 1581, it's very unlikely that she's going to carry a baby to term without risking her own life. And so, but there's, what's sad is that we're just mocking him, mocking their relationship, showing that he was such a freak that she couldn't say yes. And that's not what happened. They were, like, we have records of them spending so much time together, but laughing, discussing matters that were important to her and to him. He would have been someone who would have understood and respected her religion, and I think she would have done the same for him. To be fair, I think he would have, if he had lived longer, because in the end of the day, he died in 1584. He was someone who was just not your regular Catholic guy. He was someone who understood like the power struggle and how religion was just a means to impose power. So I think, it's just sad that we are in this movie representing him as this clown, as this joke that she could have never married, when actually he was someone very respectful, very well educated. He would not have done anything like that at her court. And also, like, it's a mix of everything. It's a mix of the myth we have of, like, Francis I and his own, extravagance and the way he was conducting his court. People thought he was too much. There was too many, scandals and everything. With Henry III and how his detractors are going to say that he was effeminate, that he was not a good king and all of this, when actually he was himself a warrior king, but he was also someone who loved theatre, who loved the idea of fiction, really. So for me, it's just a missed opportunity in that scene. Never happened. There's no records whatsoever. They didn't even leave on a bad term. And I think that Francis really respected her, and I think in many ways she really respected him. So very sad that we have in this movie, which is a great movie, with a great actress to do Elizabeth, that we had to kind of like mock Francis Duke of Anjou. Yeah, I think for me it's a real missed opportunity. Let me know what you think in the comments, if that scene shocked you the first time you saw it, if and what is your perception of the Duke of Anjou. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.